Hello and welcome to our joint event hosted by Roomba Community together with the EPAM Masters called Business Analysis, Learning Path and Growth within EPAM. My name is Maria and I am a business analyst at EPAM, specifically working within a healthcare domain. Apart from my project activities, I'm also involved in several non-project ones that are aimed at reaching out to our external folk, you guys as well. Now, enough about me, as I am not the keynote speaker today. It is my honor to present to you Andriy Karnaitsky. Well, hello.
Hello.
Andriy kickstarted his professional journey by pursuing a degree in system analysis at a tech university here in Ukraine. Ever since, he has been forging his career both in information systems development and teaching students how to become system analysts. His in-depth understanding of information technologies found a noted accomplishment when he successfully defended his doctoral thesis at Politechnika Warszawska, I apologize, in 2003. His career took an exciting leap in 2010 when he transitioned to industrial IT development as a business analyst. During his stay in the US, he significantly contributed to the development of healthcare systems. Andriy's international experience got richly enhanced by his tenure at the European Commission IT department in Brussels, where he engaged with art and culture from a digital transformation perspective. At EPAM, he grew professionally, ascending to the role of a chief business analyst. His portfolio encompasses a wide array of successful projects across diverse domains, such as healthcare, telecommunications, and governmental regulations and control. Beyond his technical contributions, Andriy is a passionate mentor, guiding other enthusiastic minds in their professional journey within EPAM. Wow, it's not the first time that I read all this, but I'm still impressed. Welcome, Andriy.
Welcome.
And now that everyone knows who we are, let's also briefly describe why we actually gathered here today. While we are all aware that there are great many roles in IT, the one that we would like to dive deeper into today has become quite popular and, if I may, quite trendy over the past couple of years. So, Andriy, my question to you, how would you describe to our viewers what business analysis actually is?
Okay, Maria. Before we start talking about today's topic, let's recall the two things that will be very useful for understanding what business analysis is. The first thing is that there are a lot of different analyses. So you can analyze internal organization or external organization. You can investigate markets. You can investigate different types of everything that's around the company or inside it. This is the first thing. The second thing is that there are some people in every organization and companies that take decisions. So they're called decision makers. And all these types of investigations and research are for them to take a ground decision for the benefits of this organization. So let's take, for example, the retail company. And this company can have several business units, and it might have the IT departments. And so they decided, the company decided to grow their year income. So here come the folks from these business units, perhaps with the business analysts, and they start investigation what should be changed to gain that goal. So, and those changes very roughly are our business requirements. And we have these IT folks, and they perhaps will start coding something as the part of this solution, but they don't understand the business requirements. So here comes the business analysts who can translate all these complicated business things to the language of the IT guys, so they will understand what they should create. So having this said, now we can focus on what really business analysis is. So I would say it's a structured approach to understand, define, and address very complex business issues by identifying the needs, evaluating potential solutions, or suggesting the best course of action. So the aim is set objectives for those decision makers to take advantage of opportunities and overcome challenges that the organization faced. So in the heart of business analysis lies the interaction between business analysts and a lot of different stakeholders with whom they need to communicate on an everyday basis. And this involves requirement gathering, documentation, validation, and management. So business analysts use different types of tools, techniques to understand the current state, the future desired state, and what changes should be done to get them. So this is briefly what business analysis is.
That explains a lot, but would you say that business analysis was always on its own, or did it somehow evolve from the systems analysis or any other conjuncted sphere?
You see, it was a long time ago, perhaps in 1950s, 1960s, and 1970s, when information technologies appeared and grows, and it increasingly appeared in the environment of corporation in the United States, and these corporations, banks and corporations, they try to transit their manual operations to some computer-based processes, and this shift created the demand for the folks who can understand the very hard to understand computer and information technology, and to know and to comprehend the business requirements. So
and the process.
two distinct professions appeared at the time. They called business consultants and system analysts. So the first one, they focused on the organization operations and trying to find the way how to make these operations more effective and guiding the companies to the better management of their processes. And system analysts in that time, they try to do this by introducing the information technologies. So business analysis had the roots in those two disciplines, and even when the business analysis as a term wasn't widely introduced into the market, they already have their foundation at that time. So, but at the end of the last century, we experienced the tremendous achievement in computer science and information technologies, and this further enforcing the need of such guys who can understand business and who can understand information institutions. So and these guys are business analysts. So,
as a result.
So as a result, in 2003, International Institute of Business Analysis was established, and very briefly they created and issued. No, they created and issued the Business Analysis Book of Knowledge. that has become the industry standard reference, having all this guidance, best practices, tools, and other things.
Okay, but how would you describe the change? How would you describe the modern business analysis as it is today and the role it occupies in the product and service development?
So you see, some times ago, business analysts perhaps found themselves working on the projects where the computer systems were part of the solutions, but now they can find themselves different projects. They can improve processes, they can change organization, they can plan some strategy of the companies, or they can develop policy. For example, let's take again this example with retail company. Let's say they are facing that the customer orders are processed very lonely. So business analysts can analyze processes and recommend some streamlining steps to automate the tedious tasks, and including retraining staff, etc. So when we're talking about the organizational changes, let's say the IT company can face or struggling with the communication between development team and operational team. Mm-hmm. So business analysts, again, can help them to implement a DevOps approach, retrain teams, promote culture for open communication, and shared responsibilities between them. And even this strategic planning, a lot of us working for the startups, and some of them can help them to create their vision for the broader the market share, etc., etc.
Okay, now some say that many can wear a BA hat, as we call it. Others cannot imagine a complicated project's successful completion without highly skilled and actually mature BA on it. What values does a business analyst bring to the team that makes his role unique and our business analyst irreplaceable when it comes to overall project success?
Okay, I would break down your question into two parts. What value business analysts can bring to the organization, and what value they can bring to the development team.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. So based on my previous explanation, so business analysts they take a unique position within the organization. They bridge the gap between business requirements or business folks and technology solutions or
the dev team.
Developers. So they bridge the gap. Then they can recommend comprehensive solutions. So that's their job, creating different types of documents and bringing here in this solution a holistic view, because they perhaps the only guys on the project who can analyze and understand the whole picture and different parts of organization, structure, systems, people, processes, etc. Then they allow our project owners foresee project outcomes even before we get them by creating this solution and computerized system.
True.
Yep. And again, they facilitate the effective communication, promoting this collaboration and consensus. We all know that we should keep all the involved stakeholders focused on the achievement of the project, and that's very important. Yep. Then they can improve project estimation by gathering and documenting and validating clear requirements. And based on this, the budget owners can have a clear picture how to invest their money and draw the phases, etc., etc. And then they as well can reduce risks, budget risk and other types of risks, because they try to proactively try to foresee these risks and mitigate them, and or propose the ways to mitigate those risks for the benefit of the projects. And along with this, they increase the customer satisfaction, because we all work to deliver the user-centric design. And the next thing is that they increase the return on investment.
Yeah.
Because they propose their solutions with involving information technologies that are the best for the organization. As regarding the team, business analysts work closely with the team, ensuring successful technology implementation, because they oversee that systems and processes align with different requirements. They try to minimize confusion and misinterpretation and reduce likelihood of rework of the team, because nobody wants to do the same thing.
Nobody likes it,
twice.
For sure.
Yes, and business analysts do this by creating clear and communicating clear requirements, so everyone will understand what they should do to achieve these goals. And they help the developers to focus on their job, because they help product owners, whatever, to prioritize the features, so everyone is focused, and we can plan, and we can do our best in the development. They prevent the project creep or feature creep by managing the scope effectively, and they enhance the product quality, working closely with quality assurance team as well. So
with everyone.
Yes, everyone.
Okay. Now that we've discovered how important and irreplaceable VBAs are on any given project, right? Let's explore a bit more on what makes any given professional a perfect candidate for the role of a business analyst. What skills are essential to develop if you aspire to become not just a good BA, but a great one? And what can actually contribute to you becoming one of the most valuable players of your team?
I would say the most important trait of the business analyst is curiosity.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's along with critical thinking. Because this curiosity lets you understand the problem, the needs of the stakeholders you're working with, and you shouldn't be afraid to ask questions. Because when you are the only person in the room with hands up, when the lecturer asks for question, so you are fit to be the business analyst, because curiosity is the main point. Even if you know the subject matter, you still should ask questions, because you deep your understanding and you wide your
horizons. You will always learn more.
Yes, you learn more. Then communication is an integral part of everything in this business analyst. So you should be, to be the great business analyst, you should do it well. So you should develop strong written and verbal communication to communicate your ideas or ideas of the business folk to developers, or developers will ask you what to do and you get back to the business. So you should communicate effectively. So it's a very important thing to have this ability. Then the third point, as most important, I believe, is the ability to see the big picture. So if you are in the Musée d'Orsay in Paris and you get closer to some impressionist paintings, what you see, you will see only the brush strokes.
Yeah.
But when you move some step away, you will see these masterpieces of Degas or Monet. The same is with the business analyst on the project. Because even if you work on the project, you should be able to step away from your project to see the whole picture, the place of your project within the organization, how it fits with other projects for the benefits of the company. So, and perhaps you'll be the only one in the team or in the project
when knowing what's happening.
what's happening, and to see this, or to have this close macro view of the whole situation. Then, to be a great business analyst, you should have a large business analyst toolkits. Because when you have a large toolkit, then you know what tools should be applied to what things. For example, if you're asked or your task is to analyze some information and create an information model, perhaps the best thing is to apply entity relational diagram or class diagram, and not other types of diagrams. Then when the product owners or decision makers just want to know the nuts and bolts of the project, so you should be able to deliver the business case. So then the next thing, I believe, it's adaptability and flexibility. And here, when I'm talking about the flexibility, it's your attitude to the change on the project. Because it's not about when, whether the changes happened, it's when they happen. So we're all in the very dynamic world, so the scope can change, so the delivery days can change, everything can change every day. So you should be able to reflect to these changes, to adapt quickly, because the quicker you adapt to these changes and the more flexible you'll be, the more time you will have to reorganize your work and to lead or steer the team to the other goals of the project. Then the next thing is perhaps time management and information organization. Because when you ask not only project managers, but a good business analyst, and ask when your analysis has finished, they will answer you never. But it's not the case, because your job should be done, and that's involves your great time scheduling and time management. Then you'll be going to work with different types of stakeholders. There are a lot of folks around you. You get the information from them, and you should know, you should keep this information at hand, and then know who supplied this information, how it get to you, etc. Then the last but not least things is a domain knowledge. You should obtain the more, the better. Then technical knowledge. You should always improve your understanding of different modern technologies, UML, etc., etc. Then you should strengthen your ability to deliver winning presentations. So I'm talking about the presentation skill, because you're going to work with different types of stakeholders, and you should deliver the exact information to exact people. So the information, or even let's take, for example, diagrams.
Okay.
The diagrams you presented to the development team, you shouldn't present them to the decision makers. It should be simplified or presented in some
understandable to them
understandable.
way.
Yes, and this skill you should work on them. Then project management as well. You should acquire knowledge, because you can work not in IT, but in the different projects, because now everything around us are projects. So you see all these project methodologies, and you can gain knowledge about them. Then be good with risk management, with different types of identifying risks, different types, how we should react to this risk, etc. And then continuous learning. Perhaps it's the last most important thing. So you should be committing to ongoing professional development.
Here I would agree 100%, because I believe that if you're not constantly learning, constantly evolving and being around new knowledge, you're not growing. You're not adapting, and we need to adapt to change as quickly as possible. And I'm not talking only about development here, about an actual human being, because things change quicker than the seasons do. So this is something that is like kind of on the line of adaptability and constant learning, the process of constant learning. A quick break, just as a kind reminder that for anyone who has any questions on everything we're discussing right now, or you have any concerns or things you would like to share, we would love to see them in the chat. So do address those, and we will gladly answer them in the QA session. Now, moving on. While we are often taught that nothing is impossible, that we can achieve anything through hard work, dedication, constant self-motivation, there is one big enemy to every success story, and that is called fear. Now, and this is actually where I would really like to share a piece of my life story, because I am what they call in IT a switcher. So I come from a completely different background. I actually did a master's in international relations. Then I did a master's in international law. Then I did a PhD degree in global politics. And here I am doing business analysis. So how did actually that happen? And on the top of that education, I was a teacher, an English teacher that turned into a CEO of a company that was a chain of language schools across half of the country, right? And then all of a sudden I decided that this is not enough, that I want to switch, I want to do something else. Of course, I was scared because it was not something I majored in, right? And I was like, I don't know where to dig, where to start, where to go. And it took me a lot of gut, but I started researching, and that's how I actually ended up at EPAM Business Analysis Laboratory. And this is where my journey started, right? And I would say that if it weren't for overcoming that fear, if it weren't for hard work during 4 to 6 months, I think, of the laboratory, the whole set of phases you had to go through up until my first project, I wouldn't be here. And I wouldn't be as happy and content with my current job and I wouldn't call it a job. It's more of a kind of on the merge of a lifestyle and dedication, let's call it this way. But just my message is that just overstep that fear, start learning, start growing, and just do it. Now, I would also like to say that, was it scary? Definitely. Was it difficult? At times. Was it worth it? Absolutely. Andriy, I am also sure that you can share a story or two about people who were also switchers and how, through leveraging their formerly acquired skills and knowledge that were not IT specific, if I may call it this way, how it helped them land their dream job.
They won't be so inspiring and motivating as yours.
Mine was short.
Yeah, but what comes to my mind? For example, my brother. He was a full stack developer for a long time, and during the his job, he found it rewarding to communicate directly with the customers, with the future users of the developed system. And the company noticed this trait of him, and they promoted him to be a technical consultant. So he traveled around the Europe, consulting clients, gathering their requirements, and then implementing them in the code and leading other part of the team. And but later he learned that and understand that it's not enough for him, and greater engagement with the customers will suit him better. So he passed some business analysis courses and then secured a great job in IT company.
How much time did it take him? Because for me personally, if I just may interrupt briefly that story, it took about it took about 10 months getting into an actual project, which is a very fast track, as I was told. Because I mean, from the decision up until the first contract, if we may call it this way. So it was first to find the courses, the proper courses. No, first was to actually find what you want to do. For me, it was business analysis because I had two skills: working with people, a lot of communication, right? So that's the first one. And then the second one was English. I was like, okay, where could I go where I could start with English and learn in English and kind of grow? And that was business analysis for me, right? And I went to a couple of events where they spoke about, this was actually also an EPAM event. There was IT for non-IT. And they spoke about QA and BA. I was like, QA, definitely not for me. With all due respect, I could not sit still for that long and be that patient. But business analysis was something that it was a spark for me. I was inspired. So from that point, from that webinar that I saw, it took me an application to the lab. It took me a month of waiting if I'm in or out, if they're going to call me or not, because we submitted the CV. Then we went into the selection, also the second phase of the lab, where we had to study the materials on our own, which was a lot. We had to read a lot, and every actually skill set that you described today was covered on a very high level, of course, but it was like introductory information, if I may, covering kind of Babok, but on a very high level. Then you had to pass the test. Then you were in laboratory officially. And then we had a mock project that we had to do. And only then, after you completed it, you were sitting there and waiting. Okay, did I do good? Will they invite me? So sorry for this speech, but anyhow, how long did it take, Oleg?
You see, his track, I would say, changing his job, I would say it was more natural, because he was in IT and he was involved in all these things, and he practiced all the business and system analysis functions during his job.
Lucky him.
Yes.
I had no idea.
It's like just a natural track, because a lot of business analysts can come to the profession from other branches in IT. And perhaps it's the easiest way for these people. But as well, they can come to business analysis, IT business analysis from the business, and it might take longer.
It will.
Yes.
Most likely.
For example, there are a lot of persons in healthcare, especially in the United States, when they switched from the being professionals for a long of time, for decades, especially nurses. They switched to IT because they at some point they understand that their domain knowledge and their intrinsical ability to notice what will be good for the folks like them using all these cumbersome systems they are working with. So having this in mind, they switched to the business analysis, and they as well passed all these steps that you described, because it's not that easy, but their main value for the IT companies that employ them is their domain knowledge. And having this, they become great business analysts. And I've met a lot of such people, and I worked with them, and they are great.
That's quite interesting. I've never heard about switching like that. I've heard switching from banking, switching from, as you said, business, switching from management, as was my case. But nurses switching to, so that's amazing. Actually, it's quite inspiring. Now, while there are a great many paths, right, that we've discussed, you can take to embark on your business analysis journey. For instance, as a BA lab in my case, or from the domain as you described the nurses, or from the inner kitchen as you described with your brother. It can be quite overwhelming and turbulent, right, when you start all of this. Especially if you don't know where to start, which was for me the biggest stress. I didn't know where to start and what I should start studying, reading, watching, doing, whom should I talk to. So Andriy, as a definite expert, I'm proudly saying that, in both business analysis and education, what are your recommendations on how our aspiring students or people who want to switch, how do they start? How do they become a business analyst?
I would recommend firstly research the role of business analyst. So it can be go to the LinkedIn, search for the job advertisements, and in your country or in European countries or in the North America to see the differences, and write down the job description, the requested skills.
Yeah.
And then read several books, or just go to the YouTube and find the introduction to business analysis, and having this in your head, just dive deeper and deeper, just research the role. So having this list of all necessary skills and trait that you should possess being a good business analyst, reflect your previous experience, even starting from the university. What you had been taught at the lectures, perhaps you've been taught UML databases,
what is applicable?
What is applicable? Then perhaps you have been involved in the different projects, so you can remember all these methodologies that you apply in these projects. So reflect your past, and then again jot it down.
Yep.
To compare with what is necessary, what are the requirements. Then, of course, as we are talking about IT business analysis in our case, you should evaluate your technical skills. What you know, what types of diagrams, cloud technology, etc.
The fundamentals of AI and prompt engineering that are required right now. That's true.
Yes, exactly. So just evaluate the technical skill again, write it down, and compare with what is required. Then assess your transferable skills, because I believe every professional in their branch, they already have something that not successful, but just perhaps starting business analyst or aspiring business analyst should have, and you already have this. Perhaps critical thinking, time management, or other different traits. So you already can have them. And then having all these lists, you should address your skill gaps. And by addressing skill gaps, I mean that you should create a plan, what you should learn,
what your gaps are,
what you should learn, and how to fill these gaps. Perhaps different types of courses, perhaps different types of schools, books. They can be payable or free. So you just need to find them and put in your plan with definite deadlines. And having this, you'll be able to answer your question. Are you suitable for this profession or not?
Okay, but what other resources, apart from books, courses, LinkedIn stalking, and other typical study materials, would you recommend to the young apprentices of business analysis so that they can A, learn faster, and B, and which is more important, acquire more practical experience, not being yet on a project?
Okay, so you should build a certain mindset if you want to change to this profession, and you should gain relevant experience, even on your job, through opportunities in your project or in your position with side projects, or just helping your team with your new required knowledge. Then you should stay updated with industrial trends. Again, this will help you to remain competitive in your in the job market, but seeing different types of videos, reading books, and following some guides from this profession, you will be achieving these goals. And create some network around you to get this mindset with professionals in the BA field. Perhaps at your company you have BAs, so you should communicate with them, talk with them, spend coffee time with them, talking about their profession. Yes. And expressing your willingness to become one of them. Then you can seek mentorship again.
My favorite card to play, actually.
Yep.
Most helpful thing that I actually request a mentor every 2 years when I see a gap in something that I need for my current project or for the one that I want to be on. So basically, as I do the gap analysis that you mentioned, I research what gaps I have based on what is required and list it out. And then I go to a mentor and I say, to a mentorship program actually, and I say, please assign a mentor that can help me master these skills. Very helpful, because in my opinion, mentorship is the thing that can bring you most practical experience, because you get to discuss things, not only to analyze them on your own.
Yeah, exactly. That's a right way of saying. Then perhaps the last thing is you should build a strong personal brand if you want to switch to this profession. Customize your resume from this business analysis point of view, because you already have this list with skills, your transferable skills, what you already know. Create some account on LinkedIn, other professional networks, so to promote yourself. And step by step, you should create this brand. And finally, we all you mentioned that it took you 10 months.
Yes.
To this
from point zero to a project.
To accomplish this transition from one career to the another. So it takes time, and you need to have dedication. Perhaps a great world and effort to do this. It's not that easy.
It is a lot of hard work.
To switch to another profession. It's like for me to become a doctor. It's impossible.
That's going to take 10 years.
10 years, yeah.
Us turning from BA to a nurse will take 10 years.
Yeah, and it's very essential to set the realistic expectations.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
And maintain patience. and to progress through this, I believe, exciting journey.
It is actually, again, if I may share, for me, it's been a blast. This past 4.5 years now that I've embarked on this journey, never regretted it. I'm always enjoying it. Quite stressful at times because, as we've mentioned, constant learning, constant development, constant keeping up with the pace of the changes in the world. So yes, thank you so much. This was very informative. And we have a question that I would like to address right now from our chat. Are business analysts in IT companies real BAs? Or do you feel it's shifting to system analysis or technical PO roles? That's an excellent question.
We all are, as I mentioned, business analysts. And again, if you go to a LinkedIn and just type in search job business analyst, you'll see a lot of different business analysts. IT business analyst, BA/system analyst,
data analyst,
BI
data analyst, which is very
yes,
popular.
BI business analyst, financial business analyst. There are a lot of types of business analysts, and it depends where you work, with whom you work. If it's IT company, so you should be IT business analyst. But again, as I mentioned, with these nurses that switch it to the business analysis, they are not system analysts. They just have a great domain knowledge, and that's why they are very beneficial for the company.
True. And that question we also have, if the thing that is, I would say, more project team related, the question also asks if we are shifting from a business analyst role into a product owner role. Here, I would like just to start the discussion with the fact that I've noticed that on my project, I am not this pure Babok business analyst as described there. I am combining things that I need to work on and to do as a team player to achieve success, right? So we don't have, for instance, we don't have a project manager on our projects. We have a delivery manager and a business analyst, me, who combine different parts of that role. So we take on some of the project management responsibilities, right? We do it without questioning, am I a BA or a PM now? No, you're a BA, but you put on a PM hat for certain things because you need to reach a successful completion of a certain feature in a week, right? So that's what you just do it.
But again, you're lucky in this case, but
yeah,
yes,
I am very lucky with my
project. It might happen that on other projects, you'll be playing the role not only business analyst, but
Scrum Master, my favorite.
Quality assurance professional.
No.
Yes.
Oh, yes, I've heard about it as well.
So technical writer, or whatever. So it's a very diverse profession, and it depends from the projects and the customer or the organization you work for.
Definitely. And if I may, for me personally, the thing that it is so diverse, this role, it's what drives me because I'm never bored.
Yep.
I'm never bored. I'm like, okay, what are we doing today?
That's the reward of the profession.
Yes. Do you know how to do it? Give me 2 hours. I'll read about it, you know? No, I'm kidding. We usually don't do things that irresponsibly, but yes, you have to learn, you have to adapt, you have to take on any role that is required of you today and that you can actually do. Okay, let me check if we have some. Yeah, we do. We have one more question. And my internet is not responding. I apologize for the hiccup. Let me switch the Wi-Fi's. Or I will use my colleague here and take her phone to see the questions. Thank you so much. Okay, moving on with the questions. I wonder what is better, switchers from real life or from programming? What is better, switching from real life or from, real life, that will be me, and programming would be your brother. So what is better?
It depends. Again, there are a variety of business analysis roles, as we saw today, and perhaps everyone can find their specific place to be fit to become a business analyst. Again, it depends from if you're working for the IT company or you're working in the IT department of some production company, it depends. Or you're working in some ministry. Again, in the IT department, it depends.
Well, the person who asked the question also made an additional question here, saying that maybe it's simply, I'm sorry, I'm translating, maybe it's simply important that the person has a good IQ level.
Yeah.
I would say EQ level as well. Okay, thank you so much. Next question. Previous development experience as a business analyst is always good, or are there pitfalls?
I would recommend in this case to be more business/system analyst and find the project to use your previous knowledge for the best of this person and to the best of the company, because your previous experience should award you.
And that'll be a perfect world scenario, but yes, it should. Okay, I believe this is it with the questions. Before we bid our goodbyes, we would just like to share with you our link with the social media listed that you can sign up to broaden your network of fellow business analysts as well as your knowledge. And I was interrupted by additional set of questions. We are going back and not saying goodbye yet. Is EPAM ordering any courses for BAs or only master's program? Do you want to answer or can I start? Because I do have, well, EPAM has, I would say, a very good master's program. That is true, but that's not the only thing we can offer. From time to time, unfortunately, this initiative is right now on hold, but we do hold a business analysis laboratory, which for me, as for a lot of my colleagues that we work with right now at EPAM, was the way into this area, right? So that's another path, the business analysis laboratory. Another thing, an excellent way to start learning and start moving towards your career in business analysis is onboarding into our business analysis school, which I believe right now they have the application open for the students, though, for the students of the university. So everyone who is still a student is eligible to apply for that program. And this is concerning Ukraine, I believe. And we're not talking right now about the other countries, unfortunately. Hopefully we will someday, but unfortunately this is only for Ukrainian higher education facilities students. And also for students, this is something that we offer within Ukraine, but I would say that this is very specific, are the academic courses for business analysis. Usually they are offered in a collaboration with the universities, but, and we've done this with you actually, and with one of you students. We had a student on board into a course at the university allowed by the dean into our business analysis course while the student was not actually at this department. So he was from another university. Yes. If you have something to add, because I get very excited if we talk about studying. So,
I just add 2 cents to this. If you get to EPAM, then we will offer you a variety of different courses, and we will help you to become a great professional. And even if you, at some point of time, decide to switch to another, from one profession to another, EPAM will help you to become a great business analyst. And then we have a great mentorship program. So not only in business analysts, but in every branch of professions, IT profession. And so you'll be constantly improving and gaining a new knowledge and becoming more suitable for different situations on the project and be more smart.
which is always a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. Is business analysis moving towards the formation of a specific list of work, or it absorbs more and more technical and managerial aspects and becomes a broader and broader concept? I like this question.
Yes, as we can see from our today's talk, yes, it has become broader and broader, but along with this, we see different types of business analysts now. It's like with the healthcare professionals. You don't have only a doctor that can make a surgical operation and then see into your eyes or do anything. So they have a specialization. The same with the business analysis. So business analysis is a young profession and it's only several decades. But in our quickly changing world, 50 years, it's already a long time. And having this 50 years, we already have dozens of different specialization in this profession.
No, well, I agree. And if I may note, I was astonished about a month ago, a prompt engineer appeared as an actual profession. I thought it was a meme, but then I was like, okay, that's a real job. Then I took a course on prompt engineering and I was like, it is a job. You can actually call this a true profession that brings value, and you have to master and improve at all times. Okay, thank you so much, Andriy.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to all of our viewers today, and for those especially who gave us awesome questions. This was very nice and informative, and we could give you much more info on it. Now, on the next slide, you will see links to our social media. As I mentioned before, I started talking about it. You can broaden your network by subscribing to our social media platforms, Roomba and EPAM Masters, and you will get more answers there and more information, and more knowledge will be shared with you on a daily basis. So thank you so much. This was an amazing journey of an hour. Hope to see you soon.